Everything that you're about to hear is common sense. It's just that commonly, people aren't using much sense anymore. But if I take the old truth and give it a new spin, maybe everyone will talk about it and everything will be top of mind then, and in the end, everything will once again become common sense. If you want to be a winner, then you're going to have to give up. So when fear demands that you surrender and yells, "This is a stick up," don't run. It's got a gun. And you've got more than enough to call this bluff, so reach deep down in your pockets, but just reach around all the good stuff because it's time to give up. Give up excuses. But you say, excuses are tools of the incompetence, used to be mind missing nothingness, and yeah, brothers and sisters, we can all spit it. But when your future is on the line, does it cross your mind or do you drop and forget it? Remind yourself that when pledging things to memory in times of fear is why it's embedded. Don't stutter, step up to the plate and bat, so no swing is ever regretted, because learning good sayings to use when bad times get worse is the reason you learned them first. They're there to remind you that you're well prepared, not to prove that you're capable of being well rehearsed. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me is more than just a Bible verse. It was created to be sated to split red seas that waited to stop some from obeying their thirst. And in spite of deep waters estimated, raising a staff vacated was still between a man and freedom. Exert your self-esteem, feel underrated but situated over rocky waters. All congratulations station for you when you work. Your hesitations are overweighted, throw them overboard. Bored dreams you're chasing, branch out from the comfort zone where you're perched. I'll translate it. When you're tested through troubled seas, and notably, you'll see you won't flinch when sprinkles of drama will squirt. So pay excuses no mind, you're valuable, don't be comfortable left behind. Spending them means giving up on your worth. So men, get it out of your wallets. Ladies, dig it out of your purse. It's the thing you need to give up first. Excuses. 2. Give up your time. How can you expect to be counting money when you're always counting sheep? Obituaries keep a list of accomplishments you got, not how many hours you got to sleep, so wake up. Before you take that eternal rest, make sure you can rest in peace by spending the rest of your life after hearing this piece, not resting until you leave this earth with your tank on less than E as an experience, exhausted and extremely empty. Don't just ride life until the wheels fall off. That means it just stopped and it didn't D-I-E. I said E. That means keep rolling until everything is dead. So until that final hour, ramp up your horsepower based on what I've said, remembering that closed mouths don't get fed and closed minds don't get ahead, so open them up. Stay eating and drinking and thinking to stay built like a thoroughbred. Here's some food for thought. Let's feast on these words and break bread because we're taught. One of the traits of an employee with pristine quality, in addition to excellence and ambition, is punctuality, because time is money. And you were brought in to further the company, so you need to earn your keep if you want to keep earning your earnings financially. But in reality, if while you were brought into this world isn't where you work 40 plus hours a week, you could be on time for your job and still late for the job that you were born to complete. How can you spend overtime at work when you haven't even clocked into your destiny? Get out of the unemployment line of your dream and suit up for the role that God hired you to be, and that requires your precious little time. And 3, give up negativity. Catch yourself a purposely positive point of view and don't net it down with negative energy. So you think, so you feel, so you are is the self-fulfilling prophecy trinity. So whether you tell yourself that you're going to fail or whether you tell yourself that you're going to fly, you're right, because your future is what you decide it will be. So if your drive is to succeed, let go of the depression wagon and hand over the key and give up negativity. And while we're all at it, give up waiting for the perfect time. Give up entitlement. Give up pride. Give up looking for issues in everyone else and never searching for errors on the inside. Give up the fear of not being perfect. Give up being held back by fear. Give up comparing yourself to others online, in life, and to everyone else in here. Just give up. Give up. Give up. You know what else you need to give up? You're hanging on to it in your pocket. Your hand is trembling, but don't get it stuck. Just give up. Give up, I beg of you, please. Please, give in to the theft. Let them run away with the bad. And then you're good. And just keep everything that you have left and just keep your head up. Because if you want to be a winner, then you're going to have to give up. So when fear demands that you surrender and yells, "This is a stick up," don't run. It's got a gun. And you've got more than enough to call its bluff, so reach deep down in your pockets, but just reach around all the good stuff because you need, and we all need, to give up. Say it with me now, no. Say it with me now, no. You've got some power, let me tell you how so. There's magic in your words, just give it a sprinkle and say it with me now, no. Say it with me now, just say it with me now, no. Say it with me now, no. You've got some power, let me tell you how so. There's strength in your words, exercise your muscle and don't bench press a yes when you really mean no. Just say no. Dare. Dare to say no to the dealer of drugs, those dirty little characters, and dare I say thugs who want to legalize lies, roll them up and puff puff, passing their clouded judgments on to you so you can get high on what they huff. But these drugs aren't the type of drugs that make the news when they're sold, and these thugs don't hold the stereotypical appearance we're told. They're not selling weed, but they're hiding in the weeds of our souls, dressed as family, friends, and co-workers, or whatever title they're supposed to be, but they really pose as a threat to us because we trust what's dangerous should never come through the hands of those we love and lust after. Because those that matter should never shatter our world and treat us unjust, but let's discuss what they're dealing you. Feelings too slowly make you lose your mind and be miserable when they fuss. That's why you must learn to center you. Balance the inner you, because the math that's always true is doing what you want to do plus doing what other people want you to do too equals too much. So relieve the pressure off of yourself. Go and get yourself some help and know that you too can start releasing the power of no. Think of your life as a plate, as a gift given to you on your birth date. And as you were growing up, it was the responsibility of those around you to dictate whatever it was that you ate. But as you got older and more in control, you can scrape off of the things that you don't like or simply not include the things that you hate. Feed your own inner hunger. The meat of this analogy is that your dreams are at stake. And it's a mistake to miss out on the steak because someone faked you out and convinced you not to try it because they said that you wouldn't like the taste. Like tell me, what sense would it make for you to go to a barbecue, stand in line, and wait, to grab a dish and be whisked through the line only to accumulate the food that other people gave you because that's what they wished for you to take, and now your plate is full and you don't have enough space to load on any of the dreams that you want to chase. And every time you take a bite to remove it, they've got another 2 spoonfuls to take its place. You may not want to bite the hand that feeds you, but you need to put your foot down and put the look on your face that states that they have to escape that expectation that you can do everything for them and erase everything that you want to achieve. They must accept that you cannot break your back. If you don't want to take all the things that they're giving you, then they just have to take that. To see, a kind of no leads to a complication where people could think it's a situation that if they stay on this path just long enough, then you'll come around to their attempts at persuasion. That's why you must choose the right punctuation and end every sentence with the right exclamation point of it all is an "I don't know" is a question mark requiring an explanation when a no is a period to the conversation. But a no is more than just powerful to the person delivering the heat. Being told no is also a reminder that no does not mean defeat. Because if this restaurant doesn't have the food that you want to eat, then there are plenty of other food stops right up the street. And if this job says that your resume is incomplete, there are plenty of other job opportunities who have qualifications that you meet, and please be in receipt that if he or she turns out to be a nightmare on your quest to find the right dream guy or the right dream girl, let me cosign that a no sign is simply a dead end. So please, don't mistake it for being the end of the world. And one day we'll all find that a no helps us be refined. So let's say it one more time so it stays fresh in our minds. Say it with me now, no. Say it with me now, no. You've got some power, let me tell you how so. There's magic in your words, just give it a sprinkle and say it with me now, no. Say it with me now, just say it with me now, no. Say it with me now, no. There's a point to why I point to you, and this is how it goes. Don't just say what people want because they tell you to say so. You don't have to tell me yes. You just practice telling me no, so just say no. I'm not a box. I'm not the box you place me in your mind. I'm not the box that I check under the race section when it's time to organize and categorize the information that you've got. Compare similarities, but for clarity, I'm not a box. The color of my skin may match what you pack your moving items in, but moving past my pigment you're taking in, I am still not a box. Your preconceived notions offend instead of flatter. You should be striving for the latter. Your pattern of painting poor pictures has to stop, see? Because the truth of the matter is your perceptions can shatter when you understand that big seas are made up of tiny little drops. The waves may impact each other, but no ripple is like one another. Hop aboard my journey to understanding. Before we land, see, you'll be shocked that oceans of people can exist. But when you're staring from the dock, everything's the same shade of blue. If you only knew, your view could be swapped, because it's surprising what you'll think when you think outside of the box. Let me draw a map for you. Follow the dotted line down your memory lane of pain or whatever emotions you ever lined with the person who looked like me or talked like me. But tell me, did you find that person was not me? It's nice to meet you. Leave them behind. Follow me through my story and understand that when you press rewind, my reality defies your boundaries and I can never be defined. There's a conclusion that I'm leading to. Follow the dots and X marks the spot. I'm a buried treasure of personality that is far more valuable than your cheap little box. Your personal gain will bring me personal pain, because the person you aim to please and the person that I am are not the same. Choose to ignore who we are. Call me a John, call her a Jane Doe, but no matter what you call us, we still have our names. Antagonize me because I'm different, mad because I refuse to change. Well, you're not life's king or queen, so good night. I'm no rook or looking to be a part of your game, no pawn. The card I've drawn proves that I don't match the rules you claim. Like a bishop's protection, my advantage is to manage my direction, and over my life is where I reign, and I won't be tamed. You pictured me as a box inside of a perception you already framed, but carbon copies are priced less than priceless originals like how I came. I'm no chess piece. I'm a masterpiece. And the peace of mind that I've got comes from knowing that I may not always fit in, but I will never fit in your tiny little box. But you're not alone. You got real estate agents to sell this state of mind that you've grown. These little boxes are built and you all want me to buy into these four walls as my home. But see, your company is not the biggest threat to me. Regrettably, my biggest enemy is in me. Let it be known, the only thing more dangerous than accepting your box is to lock myself inside one of my own. I'm too old. I'm too stupid. I'm too unworthy. I'm too ugly. I'm too crazy. I'm too broke. It's a joke to think that anyone could ever love me. I'm unqualified. I'm a quitter. I'm an experienced amount of time. No, I cannot be a babysitter to the litter of my mind. Grow up and shine. We're all living in the shadows of how we think we should be defined, stunting our own growth, not spreading our wings that God assigns. So I won't wrestle with your limitations when I'm already struggling with mine. Dealing with the opposition of the inner man is worse than dealing with the outward opinion of mankind. So I tell myself, you've got room to change. So don't count it as a shock. If you don't like the room that you're in, then why not give the other doors a knock? 'Cause if you told yourself to start a behavior, then you can tell yourself to start to stop. I told myself, I said self like you told them. I am not a box. Let's review. The only thing more dangerous than accepting your box is to get inside one that I drew. So if I jump inside of your box, and I've actually hopped inside of two, so even if you taking a walk in my shoes, you still cannot feel the hidden weight of my socks. That's why you cannot run with my inner circle when your Nikes are still inside of that box. Just do it. Your opinion of me is no longer a scary situation. I've already played the role of a castaway floating alone in my box of isolation, but spending that time by myself was a necessary confrontation. From turning that time for feeling imprisoned into a peaceful getaway vacation, it was validation. My creation is powerful beyond measure and explanation. I learned that your compliments are not a gift to me when they're wrapped with a limitation. A box is still a box, despite your presentation that is pretty. Oh, you think that I won't get free? You're mistaken. Your sense starts to awaken the senses inside of me because I see your hesitation as I feel for my liberation. The smell of stagnation fuels my taste for a celebration because I love the noise that it makes. It sounds something like pop. That's the sound that it makes when I break outside of your box. Let me bring this home. This poem was born with the idea to transform your thoughts that should be stopped. It's not your place to place me inside your limitations, especially the ones which are ridiculously cropped. I'm born for greatness. This cage is the stage that I will grow to unlock. What's up, Doc? You can place me in a crib, but I will live outside of that box. Disable the fatal stereotypes that you're keeping at the top of your mind. I'm more than your labels, fables, tables, and charts. I'm a human with a heart, in case you forgot. I won't stand to just accept it. Throw it at me and watch me hop. I live in a world of colorful people. And when I live inside of your black and white box, take a look through my words and realize the dead mentalities that should not be kept alive. I said you can mail it, sail it, and nail it to a wall, but ugly limitations will not be beautified. So hopefully I delivered the message. And the message that you got is that I am not now, not then, and will never stay in your tiny, cheap, disrespectfully weak little box. Pop. At any second, our lives can go viral, so please don't get infected with the ignorance disease of entitlement-itis, with symptoms of believing, oh, that could never happen to me. Yes, it could, and it should. Freedom of choice doesn't mean from the consequences where you get to be free. We should know good instead of doing no good, because when you're up to no good, then things can go down pretty badly. Ask Dr. Karma. Symptoms of this disease don't lie in a cough or in a sneeze. They lie in the lies or the way that we lay our hands upon the keys to type up some of the foolishness online that can go down in history as some of the biggest WTF moments. SMH, don't be the next CNN. OMG, and usher yourself into the spotlight because your latest post was TMI or just plain old DUMB. With all caps. See, there's an E epidemic among us, and I encourage you all not to get sick. When you enter, don't get caught in the net of the internet fails. Stick to the rivers and the lakes of cautiousness that you're used to, because one false move can cause waterfalls of backlash quick. So with TLC, my instant message for you today is to simply think before you click. Follow me. Follow me along with this thought process. So you think, so you feel, so you are, so you do. So you post, so I read. So what I see is proof of how you think, how you feel, how you are, and what you do. That all sounds logical to me. What sounds unreasonable to you? See, the internet is a force to be reckoned with. Don't fear the force, just understand the game and realize that you signed up for a particular set of rules when you signed up for that username, not the rules in the privacy policy that you clicked I agree to when you sped past all that boring legal jargon that came. It's the rules like everything you say can and will be held against you in the court of public opinion and in public shame, because see, It's all fun and games until someone comes along and blames us for something big, and people start doing research on our name, and everything we previously posted paints a picture that they can frame. And if character assassination is on their brain, it shouldn't be our aim to give them the ammo that could cause us to come crashing down in flames. Tell me this, do you think CEOs don't cuss? They do. They just do it in front of people they trust. In front of their close circle of friends who didn't press follow to get in. It's where you follow the code of this stays between us. So if you don't want your business discussed, then don't feed it into the news feed for a thumbs up. I mean, people, please be who you are, but realize that our people looking from afar, and our perception of you is based on what you tell us. And society tells us to do it for the likes, but I ain't gonna do it. They say do it for the likes, but I ain't gonna do it. My profile should profile me well. You won't fool me to look foolish. I won't sell myself for fame just so someone else can click to it because, ladies, I'd rather mentally stimulate you every day than to physically stimulate you with the daily display of my goods. I'm good. Sex appeal doesn't have to reveal everything to blow your mind away. See, I'd rather be your Wisdom Wednesday than your Man Crush Monday any day, but I'll take both. I want you to like what you see, but I want you to love what I say, and what I'm saying is this. Share whatever it is you feel like, as long as it doesn't make you sick, knowing that once it's out there, it's gone and anyone can give it a click. Out of sight, out of mind is a trick, because what's out of your sight goes into the minds of someone else, and at their hands and at their mercy is a very uncomfortable place to sit. So before you send that email or post that video to get website hits, ask, am I comfortable with my future self seeing this? Or will my future dream job call me and ask me to call it quits? And consider this final tip. Release the anger out of your system to a select few and not to most. Give your internet friends the net truth and give your real friends the gross. Don't approach this piece as a finger wag, a judgment call, or an unwelcomed roast. It's just a reminder to think before you click. Because we are what we post. I've been living my life like I forgot that I was a king. Peasants and jokers in my presence, accepting the presents that they would bring, forgetting the power of no. And the ability of rejecting any clown who doesn't belong here. Jesters bowed down and kissed the ring. See, I was born from a king, which means that I was raised as a prince. And the fact that he died for me is my bloodstained evidence that evidently what he sees in me is beyond me. A future so blinding, but I'm blind. See, like Stevie Wonder said, I'm a part-time lover. A part-time lover of myself. And sad, but it's true. It said, do unto others as you would have them do unto you, but what you allow to be done unto you projects how you think of you. Who and what's around you is a reflection of self-love. So when asking who murdered my joy, look in the mirror to get a clue. Is it Mrs. Scarlet in the conservatory with the wrench, or is it you, wherever you are, with the wrench of insecurity to screw up your life with the right weapons of mass self-destruction that you drew, and choose to aim against yourself playing blame games? But if you really only knew, the best game to play is mental monopoly. Own your own thoughts and collect on the value of your own intellectual property. Don't chance on the approval of others, banking on assumed fair rules they'll treat you properly. Some cards are always stacked up against you like community chess, so I stress that you demand that everyone pours into you profitably, because it's a tragedy for these young brothers and young sisters of royal descent to be royally unaware of a crown that's on their head, not because it's not real, but because they're being told that it's not there. But that golden feeling inside of your hearts and in your mind are the clues to your riches, and that is the way you should be inspired to discover the knowledge of yourself, your history, and your talent to uncover the crown that you really wear, because young kings and queens always wave a potential threat, not today, but always tomorrow, because once they've reached a certain age, they can inherit a kingdom and rule if they can just stay out of the grave. So don't you think it's a trick to keep you from your stuff if the enemy can get you to misbehave and get you locked up in the prisons of the world and in the prisons of your mind, paid by always training you to stay enslaved? They went from holding us with whips and chains to holding our focus with whips and chains, from strange fruit ropes to ropes of gold that hangs around necks and trains. Materialism to mean respect to deflect from mining the gold mining our brains, but still protect your neck like Wu-Tang, cause they will never steal what drips from your vein. Tricks are in vain. As a man thinketh, so is he. So never agree that you're not worthy. Maintain, I'm not a box mentalities. Self-love is a muscle, so focus on gains and never give up your gold mine for what they try to undermine you with and hand you over in exchange, cause real kings and queens know you can come for our crown, but you can never knock it off of us. Only convince us to put it down, but we learn to stay cool under pressure, even when we get knocked around, so don't mistake it being tilted for it falling to the ground. I said real kings and queens know. Hey, you can come for our crown, but you can never knock it off of us. Only convince us to put it down, but we learn to stay cool under pressure, even when we get knocked around, but don't mistake it being tilted for it falling to the ground. So real kings, we need to see you. I hope it will click that we need you. Look alive. No one's perfect, but stay regal when facing evil. Forget feeble, cerebral mentalities, we're not equal. Thinking we're less is medieval, that's just a day like the Beatles. Volkswagen dragging around diesel, thoughts gassing us to be lethal. So we compete with our people when together we move the needle. So we need a retrieval of unity so we see through. The visions painted on easel like structures of fights for civil rights demanding us to be equal. My I Have a Dream sequel paints us living in peace, ruling our peace. Like how the king of the jungle being a lion doesn't impact the fact that the king of the sky is still the eagle. So just be you and trust that you're enough. Reminding yourself that you're great is a must. You have every tool inside of you to rebuild your kingdom of dreams they try to crush. Winning alone in a war against 300 could be seen as you being tough. Just like being wounded by 300 arrows and having the courage to keep standing up. See, the truth about the truth is we plan A to Z, but God always mixes it up. To be A, B, C, D, E, F, G, O, D. Our steps are ordered, step up. The only one standing in our way is us, so wake up. All your barriers are mental, wake up. The enemy's attacks are not coincidental, wake up. Please know that you can still have it all, because even when you fall, you're still called to be a king. Everything you just heard is common sense. It's just that commonly, people aren't using much sense anymore. But I thought if I took the old truth and gave it a new spin, maybe everyone will talk about it and everything will be top of mind then. And if they share it with friends, it can spark a conversation where true enlightenment can begin. And in the end, everything will once again become common sense. Hey YouTube, Derrick here. Just wanted to personally thank you for taking the time out to watch my video. If you like what you see, please feel free to like it and subscribe to the channel for more cool videos like this. Also, check out the other videos that make up the Common Sense Project. And if you truly like what you see, go to sharecommonsense.com to check out the Common Sense merchandise like these cool shirts and other cool things that we have for you there. See you online, and thanks for subscribing. Like, no, really, subscribing.